Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. I am joined on the phone live from Los Angeles by IGN TV expert Roth Cornet. Roth we'll get to in a second. We've got some late breaking news that's Halo related. Xbox TV, the Xbox Entertainment Services group that's launching a whole slate of shows we previewed very recently here on IGN. We've got some news about the long in development Halo TV series that's supposed to be fronted by Steven Spielberg, about when and where it's coming. Roth, how are you? And talk to me about what's going on with Halo TV.
I'm well, thank you. I'm hot here in LA today. This is interesting news, to say the least. One of our big questions that we had when we were talking about the TV slate was, were they really going to take something as valuable as Halo, a Halo live-action TV series, and feasibly, theoretically, as expensive, and only have it on the Xbox platform? And the answer here is no, they're not. They're going to have it on a premium cable channel. And I mean, why Showtime? They probably went into negotiations with several different networks before they landed with Showtime. And it seems like a decent fit. I think HBO would be the ideal fit, really, because they throw a lot of money behind their shows. When they throw their money behind their shows, they give it all they have. And Halo's going to be expensive, but Showtime's a decent fit. It's actually kind of, I think, a boon for Showtime to get Halo.
You think so? Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my first thought as well, was that my cynical initial reaction was, oh, I guess HBO said no. But at the same time, Microsoft is notoriously controlling with Halo. I mean, we remember several years back now to the Halo feature film that was that never got off the ground because there was Microsoft demanded an exceptionally large cut compared to the usual Hollywood licensing partner arrangement. So you think that Microsoft wooed Showtime and not the other way around here?
It's interesting because I had that initial reaction as well. And HBO would probably demand a lot of control if they were to take on Halo creatively. Right. And so probably those negotiations would fall through pretty quickly. But I do think it's a boon for Showtime. I mean, I'll be honest, if they do Halo well, I think that would increase their subscribership significantly, potentially. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is a huge franchise. It's massive. It'd be great for Showtime. Now, Showtime has had some good shows in it, and it has some good shows, but it does not have the kind of brand recognition that something like HBO does.
Right.
If they can do this series really well, it'd be huge for them. And it's huge for Xbox too, because it means that they're going to get help financially, first of all. Yep. And then second of all, if viewers really are incentivized enough with sort of the interactive elements, then maybe people would be attracted to. Again, we've had this conversation about would you buy a console just for a TV show? Probably not. But it's a great piece of advertisement for their users.
So you and I, we have talked about, what it means to, as you touched on earlier, about, where could this content live? Would people really get an Xbox for this? But it's worth pointing out that according to the Variety report about this, that Halo will debut on Showtime first and then go to Xbox TV with potential interactive elements. So
right.
I wonder if that will just upset Xbox fans who want to watch this on their console.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Probably there will be some upset fans. I would guess that they would think that they should get it on Xbox first and then it would go wide to Showtime. It is interesting, and it may be sort of this has taken a long time to negotiate, right? Like, we've been talking about this. This was announced last May, and we were thinking, okay, very quickly, we're going to start to hear more and more news about this flagship show, but we didn't.
Yeah.
The soccer show was announced. So the rest of the slate was announced last week. Nothing on Halo. The digital feature through Ridley Scott's production company was announced, but nothing on the TV show, and now we know why. Because this is a very, very groundbreaking way to do distribution. And so probably these were sticking points, and they've just come down to Showtime saying, listen, no way, we're going to air it first.
So according to the piece, who is this being who is Spielberg's right-hand man on this?
Well, it's interesting because they said they were close to a deal with a pair. I noted that, a pair of showrunners. So that means either they've been partners before or they're partnering for this. We can speculate on who those showrunners may be, and I'm sure we will down the line. But they're going to be using the Bible written by Stuart Beattie, who had written a spec for Spielberg for another Halo movie, I think back in 2010, based on Halo Fall of Reach, the novel.
The book, yeah.
And apparently Spielberg just absolutely loved that. We could guess that maybe the TV show is going to follow some of the story in that spec and start to speculate on what the story elements may be from that. But even though he wrote the Bible, and I'm sure the showrunners will be using the Bible, they'll probably also make some adjustments.
Yeah, and on the video game side, the guys at 343, the developers of Halo, are notorious for, as you touched on earlier, being in very strict control of Halo. They have their own Halo Bible that I'm sure is going to have to be adhered to pretty closely for anybody that does a TV show.
Yeah, it's funny. This is kind of like amazing and fascinating to watch unfold because it has so many moving parts. You really start to feel for Nancy Tellem, who's heading up Xbox Studios, to try and get this thing off the ground. And if it works, I think it's going to be pretty amazing. But the most important thing is that they make a good show.
Yes.
And I mean, Stuart Beattie, listen, he wrote the Pirates franchise, all of the Pirates films, Tarzan. He wrote I, Frankenstein. So he also wrote 30 Days of Night and some good projects. But I'll be very, very attentive and very interested to see who these showrunners are and what they've created before, because, of course, you've got Spielberg attached. That's great. We want to know that this is going to be a fantastic series otherwise it's just going to be such a colossal failure, don't you think? If it's not good.
Yeah, it's a lot to consider. I'm sure we're going to hear more officially about this by E3 at the latest, if not sooner. And then we'll see. Well, hopefully we'll get to see some footage by the end of the year of this thing. Who knows? But Roth in Los Angeles, Roth Cornett, thank you so much. And for more on all things Halo and Xbox TV, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.